What's happening, everyone? So we have a movie review today because these are my movie reviewing glasses. I'm actually doing two today. I'm filming one straight after this one, but yeah, as you can tell from the title, I am reviewing Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. I did actually see this on the 9th of December, so I'm very slow at doing this reaction. It's not a reaction, it's a review. I just found a jelly bean as well. If anyone watches my jelly bean advent calendar videos and day 13, you'd know I'd lost that. It was grass. But anyway, Jumanji. So, I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was so good. It was so funny, action-packed. All the actors nailed it, and it was just such a fun film. So for those of you who don't know or are unaware, it's not a remake of the original Jumanji with Robin Williams. It is not really a sequel, it's more of just a continuation of Jumanji as a whole. We get to see a different side of it, so we get to see inside the board game a lot more, because most of the film is inside the game. And we know from the trailers, if you've seen them, but the characters get sucked into the game as it is now a video game. You'll see at the start, it gives a quite nice continuation from the original Jumanji. You know, the board washes up on the beach, someone finds it, doesn't play it. The board realizes board games are kind of old-fashioned now. They're not really played by kids. So it decides it sees someone play a video game and basically decides it wants to be a video game, so then people will play it. So that's how the video game kind of came about. But then you have the four nerdy kids who get in detention and they get sucked into it, and they become the characters they chose, like in real life, and then yeah, they become the characters they chose in the game as they land in the game. Being a nerdy little kid is Dwayne Johnson. Big footballer is now Kevin Hart. American footballer. Kind of shy, innocent, just sticks to herself sort of girl now becomes Karen Gillian. And a 16-year-old popular, loves herself girl is now Jack Black. And so they get sucked in the game, and then they eventually work out they have to play the game to get out. So they have to complete the game, just like the board game. To get out of it, you've got to complete it. So they got to go through. But I'm just going to say, it's probably one of the best video game movies I've ever seen. So there are a lot of films that have video game basis or are based off a video game, and they just kind of fall short. They don't do it justice. This film nailed the game elements as a film. So they had to complete levels. They had to go through special tasks. Like there was characters you meet along the film who are just game characters, so they only respond to a certain either character or person, and they kind of step them forward into each level and different missions and quests and whatever. And obviously there's lives in games, so each character have 3 lives, which you get to see one of them taken very, very early. It was actually in one of the trailers, but it happens to Jack Black. But I'm not going to say how, just in case anyone hasn't seen that moment in the trailer, but if you have, you know what I mean. So you get to see that quite early on, and kind of how they lose a life and come back, but they kind of don't realise that to a little bit till I think someone else loses a life. But it's quite cool to see the way they do the whole live, like respawning, dying, respawning type thing, and how each character kind of uses their lives, and you kind of see them developing. They get a bit braver because they've got 3 or 2 lives, but when they get down to 1, you get to see a slight change of heart in one of the characters anyway, from one moment I can remember. So in terms of actors, I think they all nailed it. So Dwayne Johnson was playing a 16-year-old nerdy, scared kid in his body, which is quite a cool but fun dynamic to see. And obviously Jack Black being the most out of sorts, being a 16-year-old girl, but he absolutely killed that role. I think Jack Black was the standout of the whole film. He carried the humour, the acting skills were there, and he was quite a pivotal character in a lot of ways. He just nailed the role of a 16-year-old girl, which is funny, but only he would do it, I guess. I think Kevin Hart may have got the easiest ride. He didn't have to act too differently to how he is, I don't think. But the rest of them had to be changed a little bit. And I say Kevin Hart didn't, but he did have to kind of act a tough guy, but he can't do anything now, so he's got to kind of learn that. But I think his character learns a lot out of everyone. He kind of learns a bit about himself and how to come down to a level pegging with everyone else, rather than, I think, all the other characters kind of, I think maybe Jack Black does as well, but Dwayne Johnson, Karen Gillian's characters do kind of learn to go up, so they're kind of level by the end of it. But yeah, the good thing I think with the acting is that I saw all 4 of the kids throughout the whole film. So even though I was looking at Dwayne Johnson, Jack Black, Kevin Hart, Karen Gillian, I could still see the 4 kids in them. Like, I'm looking at Dwayne Johnson, but I can still picture the nerdy little 16-year-old that I saw at the beginning of the film, which I think is a testament to all their acting skills, because I was able to look at them but still actually see them as who they were playing, which I think really helped the movie along. It weren't like the kids were just forgotten about and you just kind of look at, oh, it's Dwayne Johnson now. No, you're still looking at those 4 actors in the start of the film who were playing the kids that are now inside of this body being portrayed by other actors. That sounded mad. In terms of humour, the humour was great for the whole film. It carried, I don't think anything fell flat. That I can remember, I think I was laughing a lot throughout this film. The action was good as well, because obviously it's a little bit over the top, but they all have like superpowers, so they all have different strengths. Dwayne Johnson's character being strength, smouldering, which was hilarious. I know something else, but like, but we saw that from the trailer. Kevin Hart's strengths are nothing, but his weakness is cake, again in the trailer, so that ain't a spoiler. But I won't tell you the others just yet. I'll wait till you go see the film, but then you'll know, so I won't tell you, but whatever. And again, that was just another testament to the whole video game type, how well they nailed the video game. And there was a very... Oh, Nick Jonas is in this film as well, but I can't go into detail on his character because there's a little bit of a spoiler. You kind of need to see that and kind of watch that kind of unfold yourself. The villain I thought was very good. It's very video game villain, but you kind of think of it as a video game, but it's actually real life in a sense as well, because they couldn't really die in the game. So it was quite a cool dynamic as the villain. But yeah, he was a very good villain, very convincing, very evil, power drunk. I liked him. There was a very nice kind of throwback and sort of tribute to the original Jumanji and Robin Williams himself. From if you're a fan of the first film or know any of the characters in the first film, you will pick it up, as I did straight away. I did have to get reminded from who Robin Williams' character was, but then it made sense after I did. But that was a little cool tribute. I did like that a lot. It was nice to see. But yeah, overall, it was just a fun film. I really liked it. I'd go back and see it again, and I'd recommend everyone going to see it. You won't be disappointed. If you're a fan of the first film, you'll be a fan of this. If you're not a fan of the first film, you'll be a fan of this. If you haven't seen the first film, I'd suggest go watch it, but you'll be a fan of this. So I'm going to leave it there, because yeah, I'm going to start rabbling on too much if I don't. But overall, the actors nailed it. It was a fun film, funny film, action film. It kind of just ticked every box just for a fun out into the cinema. I really had a good time watching this movie. So yeah, I'm apologising if I missed anything that I wanted to. I'm probably going to stop recording this and think of several things I wanted to say, but that's life. Definitely go check it out though, whatever you do, go see this film. There are a lot of good films coming out in December, and this is one of the ones you should watch. So if you did like this video, please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, drop a comment down below, I will reply to you, and yeah, I'm gonna catch you in the next one. So until then, later.
Rise and make sure that you remember the name. Yeah, that's the one who's changing the game. Show them how you live, represent like a boss. Fitness, reactions, and the vlogs. Let's talk about games. I heard it gets live. You don't want to miss, make sure you subscribe. If you like this, make sure to give a like. My homie Rising, yeah, now he on the rise. Hold up.